Hello everybody and welcome back, and on this episode of Fab Motorbikes I bring you the Ducati Scrambler Icon 2026. Now I've always loved the look of this bike, so I'm really delighted to be bringing that to you today. But I will say I have some preconceived ideas about the reliability that Ducati have. And I just picked up this bike and it wouldn't start, and they had to go through a whole battery changing process. And I'm sure that's normal for this time of year, but it doesn't really help with those sort of the idea of the Italian brands and their reliability when you get there to test ride a bike and it just won't get going. It's just something to consider. I'm sure it's nothing. But anyway, with that initial negative out of the way, let's talk about a few things that are fantastic about this bike. Number one, the look of the thing. I've owned a few bikes in my life, and to be honest, one bike I've owned twice, and it's actually one of my favorites, despite it only being 125cc, is the Suzuki Van. And I look at this, and I just see an 800cc Suzuki Van. Suzuki, just make a big Van. I'd love it. This really does it for me. Big wide handlebars, big fat knobbly rear tyre. If I was to get one, I'd go for the yellow. I think the red doesn't quite look right. I know that is the iconic Ducati look, is the red. But I think a lot of the bikes look great in yellow. Naked, engine exposed, big round headlight. I think it's a wonderful looking machine. Number two is the engine. 803cc air-cooled L-twin engine. To be exact, it's a desmodromic distribution air-cooled engine. Desdromomic. What does desdromomic mean? I don't know. I mean, you'll have to Google it, but it was quite nice. In the sort of recent past, I've driven a lot of the parallel twin scramblers, and they're very jerky machines. However, these, when you're rolling on and off the throttle, it was easy to pull and push power on, go up and down the power band. There wasn't a lot of that jerkiness that you can easily get. This may be because it's ride-by-wire, so you don't get that sort of wire snatch, maybe. You don't have to worry about cable adjustments as much. I'm sure there is some. But I found it really easy to ride. It has a slipper clutch too, which probably really did help with that smooth on and off power control, giving that little bit of leeway so you don't have to be perfect on the clutch. It's very standard nowadays in every bike, but I don't feel they work as well on some bikes as it does on this. Producing 73 horsepower and 65 newton meters of torque, it's more power than you need for what the kind of thing you're going to do on this bike, which is town riding and very light touring or some just weekend rides. And also, given that it doesn't weigh much, you really can feel the punch. I don't know what it would be like if you weigh it down with luggage, but it felt plenty for what it was. The power band was nice and linear, and in fact, I don't know, it's quoted as linear on the website, but I found, it only revs up to 8,000 RPM, but between 5 and 8, it really got going. This thing being air-cooled is a little bit of a concern. For example, in the summer, if you're sitting in traffic, this thing can just start to roast beneath you. I'm sure they've tested it, and I'm sure they haven't had any problems. And in fact, it's one less thing to do in the maintenance. You don't have to switch out the coolant. It's air-cooled. Air's everywhere. Number three, ride and handling. You sit bolt upright. Not looked into it too deeply, but suspension looks fairly basic and I think non-adjustable. And the controls are very plush, very easy to use. Clutch in particular, light as a feather and very easy to ease in and out without any jerking or chain snatch. I felt well connected to the road, even on the day where the weather's not ideal. Greasy, slippery roads didn't really concern me. Sometimes when you sit bolt upright, I feel slightly detached from the front wheel. Didn't really have that here. Even when considering these are fairly knobbly tyres, which means the contact patch isn't huge on them. Number four was the brakes. They felt great. Plenty of grab. Despite there only being one disc at the front, even though 2 discs is probably excessive for this kind of bike, it just gives you a confidence and it looks meatier having 2 discs at the front. Having one, suddenly it starts to look like a 125 or a little piddler bike. Now I just looked it up. Apparently this thing has Bosch cornering ABS, which allows for smooth braking when going into a turn. That sounds fantastic. I'm not one for braking in turns at all. It's a lovely idea, but I don't know in practice how that works. Something for you to look into. Next up, we have this TFT display, which is quite standard in modern bikes, but this one is a nice little fancy pants Ducati one. It's quite slow. Really makes you feel special, I guess. Side standers up. There are 2 riding modes. I think you push in on the indicator, and you've got, this one at least has sport and road. I've tried both. Plenty of power and sport mode. Nice and clear, even with bright sunlight, not a problem. And finally, last but definitely not least, the Ducati rattly sound that you have between your legs when you're blasting down a country lane. It's quite special. These I think Ducatis typically have an L twin like this does, and it really does make you feel special. It's an entry-level bike to that classic Ducati heritage DNA, and that vroom vroom of the engine is really part of it. Let's have a listen. Flick the red switch down, hold for 2 seconds. Oh yeah! Now finally, before we finish up, we've got to talk about cost. This is Ducati after all, a beautiful machine, but it's a premium vehicle. You're starting at 10 grand, man, for a bike that is a little bit of a poser bike, despite how much I love it. 10 grand's a big chunk of change to be chucking around for something that doesn't quite tour. It's just a standard road bike, looks cool, a little bit of a poser bike maybe. 10 grand's a lot. You gotta love it though. Look at it, especially in yellow. I get in yellow. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.